Please welcome to our stage Jusuf Jamakosmanovic, Team Leader, Experience Development and Destination Marketing, USAID Developing Sustainable Tourism in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
There is this saying that goes everywhere around the world, I believe. Like we save the best for last. But yeah, thank you for all of you who stayed with us until the end. And I don't know if you watched that movie, Are We There Yet? We are almost there. Stay with me. Just to give you a little bit of background about my guests and the guests we have here, I just want to share a couple of details with you on what we as a USAID Tourism project do. So one of our missions is to expand the sales and distribution channels of our local DMCs to make them less dependent on the neighboring and international tour operators. So in the last couple of years, in the last 3.5 years, we visited many countries, we did many activities, road shows, B2B sales missions, fan trips. And one of these, well, right after COVID, we were visiting these traditional source markets that were strong before COVID, just to tell them that here we are, don't forget about us. But now in the last 2 years, we're focusing more on opening up new markets. One of these markets is Brazil. So last year, during WTM Latin America in Sao Paulo, this is together with our partners from Visit Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina was for the first time presented in Latin America, in Brazil as a destination. So that's when we kind of started doing activities for this market, and it's my pleasure that we, a year after, we have today with us on a fan trip from Brazil, 9 tour operators from Brazil on a fan trip to Bosnia and Herzegovina who have been touring the country for the last 4 or 5 days. So they are today with us, and I want to ask, I would not necessarily say the most important one, but the most senior of them, who is Mr. Roberto Nedelciu, who is the director of tour operator Raidho from Brazil and the former president of the Brazilian Tour Operators Association, to join me on the stage to share some insights from the Brazilian market. Please join me in welcoming. Thank you for being with us. First impressions are very important. You know, I remember when, well, it was the first impression with my wife, you know, when I fell in love, so that was it. So either on first impressions, either you like something or not. So you've been in the country for now 4 days, you visited many places. Today you have been in Sarajevo. So what is your first impression on Bosnia and Herzegovina?
Oh, well, I have visited many countries in the world. I am a tour operator, I can visit many countries, but the first impression, I think, is that Bosnia and Herzegovina is prepared to receive the tourism. But, of course, I have to improve some things. We like very much what you can show for us, the actions, what we can see, the hotel and the infrastructure of your country. But to bring the Brazilians to here, I think that you have to improve, like the air connections. I think the main problem you spend in Brazil to here, we spend 15 hours. You have to go until Istanbul, you have to leave. It's very far. And I believe that the Brazilians that are going to here, they have to spend more time. And if they go on a flight, if they have a flight of 15 hours, they need to know another countries. Maybe you can combine Bosnia and Herzegovina with 1 or 2 more countries in the Balkans. I think it's a good way to do it, to bring more Brazilians with groups and FATs.
You are very correct about it, and we are working a lot with the airports in Bosnia and Herzegovina on trying to introduce new flights. Just like in the last 2 days prior to this event, we had a training with one of the leading aviation consultancies in the world from the UK. We worked together with the government and the airports on the air route development tactics and identifying what's needed and how to be done. It is improving from time to time, but direct routes are not necessarily realistic for Bosnia and Herzegovina if we're talking about the Brazilian market. But I believe having a route to Madrid would help a lot. And this is something that the Sarajevo airport is working on, and we hope that it's going to be realized. This would ease mitigate a lot of these challenges that you mentioned. Something also very important, which is the regional cooperation. Yes, and it's true that, and these are the standard tours, we call it the Balkan tours, that cover Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. And the reason why we wanted also to have you here actually is majority of these Balkan tours, from my experience, from these countries, they do not know enough about Bosnia and Herzegovina. And that's why they are a day visit from Croatia, and talking to the tour operators in source markets, when we ask them, why do you come on a day visit? You know, there's so much more just around Mostar. And you've been to Mostar and the region, and I think you can confirm it. They say, and when we show them, they say, oh, but we didn't know about this. So that's why these B2B connections between our tour operators, DMCs, and trade like yourselves in the source market, it's important, because we see that these international tour operators who bring them to Croatia, for example, do not necessarily know what there is, or their interest might be different than our interest.
For have idea, the persons that I told in Brazil that I'm going to Bosnia or Sarajevo, he said, what are you doing there? What you have in Sarajevo? What you have in Bosnia? Nobody have idea what they have. If you show some tour operators that show now Bosnia, nobody will sell. Croatia is okay, you sell Croatia, but it's very close. Why not combine it? So it's very important you bring tour operators like this to know. I think it's very important for us.
We did one more activity last year. After WTM, we launched the Bosnia and Herzegovina Online Travel Agent Academy in Portuguese. And we promoted this in Brazil, and we have around 100 and something tour operators that went through 19 different modules about what Bosnia and Herzegovina has to offer. What are some other tactics for us as a destination that you recommend, that what we should do, if we're talking about the Brazilian market, B2B, to raise awareness about Bosnia and Herzegovina? What do you recommend from your end?
I think that after the pandemic, the Brazilian market changed a lot. Then they are looking for more, not to do a trip for a tourism trip, more a experience trip, more cultural trip. I think that this way you have a lot of to offer. Then the Brazilians is try to looking for experiences, different experience, have a contact with local people, understand how the local people live. Then the Brazilians like to have a trip, and they get more experience, more knowledge about the region that they visit. I think that is a good, because many countries don't improve this. I don't know the number of the countries, but the same of the travel, they don't improve. But when you have a different experience, is very, very nice. And some people do ecotourism or sustainability is a new trend. The people looking for regions or countries or DMCs that offer sustainability trip, because the Brazil started, which is not a big tendency, but is started this. Another thing is health and wellness tourism. They are looking to looking to have wellness or like spiritual more experience in tourism. Some Brazilians look at until holistic experience, but it's okay, it's apart, okay. But religions or bring something for health or wellness, or like a spa, or do yoga or meditation like this is very important too. Of course, when they do a long trip, for have idea, you have 220,000 millions of Brazil. And only 5% travel abroad. Is 10 millions of the people. It's 3 times of the population of Bosnia. But half of this is going to Argentina or the United States. And the others is looking for different experience, including Europe, including in Asia, including in Oceania, Australia, like this. For have idea, my company is specialized in experience. Only to India, I send 800 people per year, only to India, to do, I don't know exactly in India, but my wife likes so much India. She went 20 times to India. I'm only 2, but it's okay. Adventure and sport, I think that is a new tendency. And the tendency, I don't know for Bosnia, by genealogical tourism, to visit the land of their parents like this. In my case, I'm Spanish and Bulgarian. I intended to visit my land of my grandfather, to visit where he lived, why they go to Brazil like this.
This what you mentioned is a huge opportunity for Bosnia. We have more population Bosnians living abroad or origin than actually in the country. Only in Turkey we have like 5 million people.
Wow.
Of Bosnian origin over there. We have a little bit more time, but before we go, I want to ask you one more question, which is really, really important for me. You've been until recently the president of the Brazilian Tour Operators Association. So in Bosnia and Herzegovina, we don't have such an association. Can you just tell us briefly, because we have our DMCs here, the tour operators, they're sitting. I want you to tell them what are the benefits of having such a private sector association on their business, and
I'm very suspect to tell about it, because I was president of the Brazilian Tour Association during the pandemic. It's not easy, but I think it's very important, because if you are talk with the politician, it's very important to show we in Brazil you have many difficulties to get the numbers. I don't know the numbers of the tour operator or the travel agents can do. This in association you can collect the numbers. It show for the politician how is the size of the market. For have idea, in tourism in Brazil, we have 8.9% of the PGT is how you can produce in Brazil. And it's very important, because for the politicals, for the deputados, senators, they know only the hotels, the air companies. They know nothing about the tour operators. Tour operators, nobody knows what is this. Tour operators and travel agents. For the police, everybody's travel agents, not tour operators. They don't have idea. It's very important for us to show them. And we can make association. You have more stronger that to talk from the people and show how important of the tour operators.